Yo, what's up? It's your brother. And hopefully your friend, Big Hill. Rockwasey in the bill. Black African power. Each one teach one. Man, I'm gonna make this video right here. And this video gonna be different, man, because I usually don't make videos about people that I feel like I need to, I'm not one of them guys who try to get popularity, you know what I'm saying, by sniping at people and mentioning people's names. You know what I mean? I've made 2 videos. You go on my YouTube channel, my little weak YouTube channel, it's weak, ain't nobody listening to me. I think I got like 24 followers. But I made that YouTube channel just to fulfill a personal desire I had. That's what my channel, that's what my Facebook and all the videos I make, that's what it's about. It's about me having a way to fulfill my need and my desire to share information. As I continue my growth and evolution, I just like to share shit. So, and I'm very vocal. I like talking a lot. So when I found out you can do this, I started making channels. And I really don't care, man, if people follow it or watch it or not. I don't give a shit about that. And it's very rarely that you hear me making videos about people. I think I made 2 videos. And I don't even think no, 3. That I was really talking about somebody in particular, but I don't mention their names. Because I don't like doing that. I just take something that they do and try to use that as the template for the subject matter that I want to discuss. But this video, I'm gonna be very specific, man. And this video is to my brother, Dr. Umar Johnson, man. You know, I just finished watching that last video you made, you know what I'm saying? And for pretty much about an hour, all you did was throw shots at Watkins and Tariq Nasheed. Now, I'm nobody, right? I'm trying to tell somebody. And the reason I'm making this video, man, because for number one, I don't hear no voices coming up saying the type of things that I say on these major platforms directly to you. And I would like to think that you got people in your camp, some wise, mature individuals that have your attention and your respect, and they could point to the mistakes that you make and let you know, man, that you're doing this and you're doing that, maybe it shouldn't be done. But this last video you made, brother, and I've been following you, man, since 2010. I bought a lot of your videos, man. I respect what you do, man. I admire your fire. You know, I admire your desire, especially what you're doing with our young boys, man. But over the last year or so, man, it's like you digressed, homeboy. It's like much of what you saying now, you start, you know, you say you a scholar, you know, 6 degrees, PhD scholar, right? But now to me, you starting to sound like the average nigga on the block. You starting to sound a little bit immature, brother. How old are you, man? 40 years old? You know, by now some wisdom should have kicked in, homeboy. You know what I'm saying? Anytime you could take 40 minutes, man, and you start hurling insults and epithets at people, man, just for the sake of being insulting, which it seems like to me that's what you want to do, that's childish, man. That is not grown man behavior. Do you think your ancestor, Mr. Douglas, would approve of your behavior? Do you think any of our ancestors, illuminaries, and even our your contemporary scholars approve of this childish, immature language that you using, brother? As a PhD scholar. That's the point, man. I mean, you 40 years, what is you, man, in your late 30s, 40 years old? Come on, brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm only making this because I feel like, you know what I'm saying, am I my brother's keeper? Like homeboy said in New Jack City. Yes, I am. And I just feel the need to say this, man. And you might not ever hear this video. But I was, man, that shit kind of, I was watching this video and the whole time I'm just shaking my head. I'm like, why is this educated man who's always talking about being a scholar allowed himself or reduced himself to this childlike teenage behavior of how many names can I call you? Oh, with the booty hole. The booty hole, that was a new low, brother. I don't expect that from you. I look to you for scholarship, learning, not to hear, man, an hour-long tirade of you trying to get back at somebody who you feel like came for you. One of the hardest things I learned, man, you know what I'm saying? You know, when I got out dope, man, back in 01, and I stopped drinking and shit, and I started recovering from that, right? One of the hardest things I learned, and it took me about 5 years, was how to take a hit from somebody when somebody disrespect and word or deed, how to take that hit and keep moving and not retaliate. Try to operate with some love and tolerance for the people that want to come for me. That was the hardest thing I learned because I grew up in the streets. South Dallas, well, Southeast DC, South Dallas, South Memphis. Those are the places I was raised up, Seaside, California. And it wasn't no kiddie game in them streets. You get found in the dumpster with a hole in your head, man, for wagging your tongue the wrong way about the wrong somebody. I done got jumped on for saying the wrong thing, and I done fucked some folks up for saying the wrong thing, because that's just the environment. You know what I'm saying? But damn, I lost my train of thought because I'm tired right now. I had to pull over, man. I was going somewhere. I had to pull over to make this video because that shit was on me so strong. I said, I need to stop thinking about this and go ahead and say this shit in this camera, man. And hopefully my brother Umar, Dr. Umar Johnson, can hear what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, man, when you spend an hour-long tirade, yeah, that's what I was talking about, taking a hit. One of the hardest things I learned, man, how to take a hit from somebody and not feel like my manhood is compromised because I don't respond to it, brother. Brother said something to me, man, and man, I was still carrying pistols at the time, so I knew if I jumped on him and got to losing, which I'm good, I can throw him from the shoulders pretty good, wasn't worried about that, but I was in the mode I was ready to kill this nigga because he done violated. And when another friend of mine, and I was like 5 years into recovery, 5 years removed from drugs and alcohol, but I hadn't matured to the level. And I was like 40 years old. I was about your age. You know what I'm saying? Because I started recovering at 35. This was about 5 years later. I had matured to the level that I could allow another man to say what he wanted to say about me and then move past it without retaliating with either jumping on him, having somebody do something to him, or feel like I need to come back and tit for tat him with my mouth. You know what I'm saying? And the brother seen me, he told me to go home, and I went home, and all I could do, man, was sit on my couch and tears rolling out my eyes. And the brother called me and talked to me. He said, man, look, I saw what was going on, and this is a very crucial time in your recovery process. You need to learn this. You know what I'm saying? And through that process, man, I understand that when another man feel like the need to talk to me, I'm man enough to let you say what you want to say. Because my character can speak for itself, brother. And I don't have to let my ego wag my tongue. You a psychologist. You understand ego, super ego in the ear. And for the last few videos, man, it seemed like that's all you do, man. Your ego, man, has done got, it's so big now. It's like, man, it's like, are these the people that's following you? You know what I'm saying? I hope I haven't been to one of your lectures in a while, but is this the type of shit that people follow you to hear in your lectures? For you to just go at people with your mouth? And my question is, why these brothers with these major platforms not addressing that? We are your brothers. I'm your brother. Whether I'm up at your stature or not, I'm still your brother. I still support what you do, so I feel like as a 51-year-old man, when I see a young brother like you making them kind of mistakes, man, I need to speak on it. So I'm using my social media, man, and hope that it reach you, because I'm a title the motherfucker, put your name on it. And another thing, man, we live in a time and age now is that when you start going after people with your mouth on these media platforms, brother, they could come after you for that. You know, that's called defamation of character. You got people out here, man, that they waiting for a motherfucker with some stature to say something about them that they really can't prove. You know what I'm saying? And if you can't prove, man, I would suggest, man, that you, man, change that, brother, because I'm gonna quote something to you. You remember them old Richard Pryor movies? The dude made back in the day, there's one line from one movie, and if you done seen the movies, everybody else probably know what I'm talking about. Dude made a line in there. Was it Richard Pryor or was it Flip Wilson? It was a Richard Pryor movie, but I think Flip Wilson the one made the damn comment. Dude said loose lips sink ships. Think about that for a minute. I'm gonna do one of your numbers. You like to repeat shit 3 times. Loose lips sink ships. One more time for you, Dr. Umar Johnson. Loose lips sink ships. So, brother, you need to watch what you say in these videos, man, and you need to cut that nonsense out, brother. Because your behavior, man, is starting to resemble that of a knucklehead nigga in the street that haven't grown up yet. Anytime you want to get in your own videos, and how many times can you call another man a bitch? How many times can you disrespect another man in his name? Why? Because they said something about you, brother? Well, you from Philly, I'm from DC. You know, on the East Coast, well, I'm from another generation. Where I come from, when the motherfucker say something, we go get them. We don't make videos about people. We don't talk shit on video. Real G's go get to a man's face. That's what real niggas do. We don't get on videos, man, and talk bitch this, moist that, body man. I mean, brother, look, I love what you do. But that last video, man, that shit was a turn off to me. Because I expect more from you. You make it clear, you let us know that you a scholar. That's not scholarly, my brother. That's childish and immature for a 40-year-old man to sit back and conduct himself in that manner. I'm sorry, I just got to tell you that. Because I'm your brother. Now, hopefully, Dr. Umar Johnson, somebody will see this video and send it to you. And you can listen to it, brother. And you can take heed to what I'm saying, man. And going forward, Doc, you kind of adjust your behavior a little bit. Use a little bit more wisdom when you open your mouth. And address that need that you have to come back and be just as petty as those who want to come after you. You're a psychologist. So you might need to psychoanalyze your own self, brother, and put that ego in check, because that's going to be your downfall, brother. That's going to be your downfall. If you don't put that ego in check, believe me, listen, man, you putting that negative energy out into the universe. I heard you say something in one of your videos about creating a karmic debt. Do you know the type of energy you putting out in the universe? All that negativity? You putting that out in the universe, brother. You sowing something when you do that. So what do you think gonna come back your way? You don't understand universal law. You know how it works because you a scholar. Check yourself, brother, before you wreck yourself. It ain't gonna be nobody else to do it to you. It's gonna be your own ego, man, and your own self. I hate to point my finger, but that last video had me feeling some kind of way, man. Check yourself. And check that ego, brother. Because in the final analysis, in the end, man, it's gonna be your demise. You know what I'm saying? And you can ask anybody that know anything about that, and they'll tell you. Ask some of your contemporary scholars. Ask some of the OGs and the brothers, the older brothers that you with. They should have been done told you this by now. And if they've told you and you still exhibiting that behavior, then okay, you just being a hard-headed child, man. And something and you sowing something that you probably don't want to reap, Doc. You know what I'm saying? Shit can get ugly for you, man, when you don't watch your step. So I'm through preaching to you, Dr. Umar Johnson. Keep doing what you're doing, man. I love you and I appreciate the work you're doing, especially when you came out trying to save our babies and shit. That shit, man, I'm with you on that. And yeah, I've donated to your school. But, man, I just felt the need to let you know as an older brother, man, your behavior has become quite childish and immature. You need to put that ego in check. Peace. It's your brother. I'm out.